Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Forest of Memories. I'm Zaruk Windcaller, your guardian, High Remembrancer, Arbiter, Reminiscing Bard of Twilight, and more. And welcome back to Master of Command. We've got a lot to do tonight, but hopefully we'll be able to finish the French campaign.
A rock.
Yes, a rock. But hopefully we'll be able to finish the French campaign. And as I joked earlier, French soldiers, do what you do best. We surrender. No, not that, you idiots. But I hope you're all doing well today. As y'all recall, we are now in the final act of the game. So, we are very quickly running out of time. Like, they're coming. That headquarters group is coming faster than I thought. And, we have a full army now. We have 5 brigades. But we still, so we're going to spend the last bit of time we have gathering equipment. Because our brigades need our cannon, or our artillery needs good cannons, first of all. And we also need some, if we can, we need some more light infantry or some scouts. Because we've got line infantry and grenadiers, but I'm going to need more dudes. Like, we need a whole other thing of line infantry if we can get them. Yeah, and we're currently, being chased by a patrol army. Yes. Let's see, reinforce 4 outposts, which I don't like doing, because here's the thing about the outposts. The outposts have this really dumb thing where, they don't really give you anything in return. You're supposed to show up, hand over some of your forces, and then move on, basically. And that's why I don't really like the outposts. But we do need to do them if possible. We were also, burning down this settlement because we need resources. And considering we're not going to be getting anything from people because, well, it's nothing but negative stuff everywhere, we kind of have to make do. We're also running out of time. I thought we'd have more, but we're almost halfway through until the headquarters army starts chasing us. And I believe they've got... Yeah! They got us out. That's a big-ass army. They've got us outnumbered. We need to get men quick. So my plan is, if possible, I want to secure these outposts. There's 4 outposts down here that we can secure. We can then loop back around, grab that battlefield possibly, and then if we can, head back to either Munster or one of these other areas, one of these big cities, because we need men and material. We might even stop here, but the problem is that they have less infantry available. We need to find men. We've got supplies. We just need troops. Anyway, let's fight this battle real quick. We've got them outnumbered. Oh yeah, we have them very outnumbered. But this is an elite British army. Grenadiers, foot guard. Yeah, this is an elite army. And Highland Grenadiers. Oh dear. Right. So, this is the thin red line. The best of the best that the British have to offer. So we're gonna have to slug it out though, which scares me because I'm not really. The foot guards are bad, and the veteran foot are bad enough, but the Highlanders. Oh god. As I mentioned before, back when we played as the British, the Highland Grenadiers are some of the scariest dudes you can fight. So yeah. See, I would take that stance, Red Mage, of take all you can and burn the rest, but the problem is the more burning we do, the faster the enemy headquarters is going to come after us. And one thing I definitely want to do is we want to fight the headquarters unit far away from their spawn point, because as y'all recall, we don't fight 1 headquarters unit, we fight 2, because they send a second army after you. So the further away we are, the more time we have to rebuild after the first battle. All right. Ooh, we got good positions here, actually. This is good. There's a river here, which slows down their right flank, which is good. And they didn't bring any cannons. So, I'm thinking... Yeah, 5th Brigade. I want 5th Brigade to move to this hill. This little mound, if all possible. Yeah, we can set up there. That means we can have all of our cannons in a good centralized spot. Now, of course, the general needs to stay with them because, well, new artillery crews have very shitty morale. And two of the units also have really crappy equipment, so we need to make sure that we have a general nearby. Aside from that, 3rd Brigade goes with them because, obviously, the Grenadiers are going to do most of the fighting. So, I'm also sending our light infantry detachment because those guys have rifles, which are going to make them really effective. This does mean that 1st Brigade is going to have to foot the Butcher's Bill all on their own. For those who don't know, the Butcher's Bill is basically slang for how many men died, basically. And in this case, this means that 1st Brigade and the line infantry, along with some of the cavalry, are going to be footing the Butcher's Bill today. Most of it, anyway. The Grenadiers will probably take losses too, but someone's got to stand there and take it. And that's what the 1st Brigade is for. Just to stand there and take it. Now, if we deploy here on this hill with the cannons and the Grenadiers, naturally they're going to try to swing down on us. So these guys will take longer because they won't cross the bridge. They'll try to cross the river, which will slow them down. But the rest of the army, well, actually, it's not a but, it's an and the rest of the army has to swing down this way. So this might give us an opportunity to grab a better position. We need to be careful, though, because they do have light cavalry, and I need to be able to counter it with my own. All right. Okay, so let's move. 5th Brigade to the hill. Let's see, 4th Brigade. You know what? 4th Brigade can set up here, watching the riverbank. Because we can take pot shots at these guys as they try to cross. Now, that does mean that 1st and 3rd, which is our infantry and our grenadiers, are going to have to basically cover these guys. Because I don't want them getting jumped by cavalry. So we also need to make sure that we give our grenadiers space, because I want them to be able to break the line. And if everything's concentrated over here, they won't have a lot of they won't be able to maneuver as much. So let's take 1st Brigade. Yeah, that'll work. I'm going to have 2nd Brigade follow behind them, set up in the trees, or near the trees, so we can move to counter any cavalry attacks. And 3rd Brigade... 3rd Brigade moves into the town. Now, this is dangerous. Grenadiers are not... My Grenadiers are not meant to slug it out, but... meh. They've never failed me before, and they won't start now. Move into attacking column. They won't have as much firepower, but again, Grenadiers are not meant to shoot. They're meant to charge. Alright, let's move. Doing well, Wolf Gaming. How you doing? Now, it's going to take some time for the artillery to get into position, especially since we want to move them right here. But given how the AI is usually pretty slow to respond, especially when it wonders what you're doing, because as the saying goes, if you don't know what you're doing, your enemy's definitely not going to know what you're doing. All right, let's speed things up a bit. Ah, interesting maneuver. They're pulling their line. They're actually reforming the whole line to face us. I see. Interesting maneuver. Hey, Justin Pritt 19, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Forest of Memories. I'm Zaruk Windcaller, the Guardian and High Remembrancer. I'm a variety streamer, plays games with a strong memory connection to me and myself, to me and my community, me, myself, and I. And we're playing Master of Command tonight. I am a history major. I love history, and this is quickly becoming one of my favorite games. How you doing? Sir, what are we doing? I don't know these orders. It's not your responsibility to ask questions. You much. I'm good to hear. Sit back, relax, and make yourself at home. All right. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, boy. We're gonna have to flip the script here, because they're not going the way I thought they would. But we'll make it work. gotta get these cannons into position. Or what I'm seeing now is that a lot of these cannons need equipment to move faster. Because 2 groups are almost there and the other 2 are lagging behind. Alright, that unit there, those Highland Grenadiers on the water, their morale, yeah, they're already losing morale. Is it considered a crime to question your superior officer? Back in this time period, not a crime, but you get in deep trouble for it. It would be seen as disobedience or dereliction of duty. So they might flog you, for one. You know, you get whipped, flogged, or God knows what else they do to you. Yeah, you basically have to sit there and take it. Usually, not always, but usually the superior officers knew what they were doing. Again, not always, but let me put it this way. If you were in the British Army, like, not in this time period, well, actually, no. If you were in the British Army at this time period, and a little bit after this time period, you would be fine. Because the British officers, like, were really good at this time period. Were they assholes about it? Of course they were, because they were British. But they knew what they were doing, so... Alright, unlimber the guns. Now, these are howitzers and Lycorn, so they're not going to be shooting as far, but hey. Cannonball's a cannonball. Yeah, the ones in the center are howitzers. They can't exactly engage right now, but that's okay. Oop, I see the cavalry. Let's maneuver. Time to do a little maneuvering. Move. So the cavalry are swinging around. They're going to try and probably sweep around to the right. Also, you can see how good our light infantry are doing. They're picking apart this grenadier unit. They take forever to reload, but those rifles are accurate. Oh yeah, here they come. We need to get our cavalry over there. Same thing over here. They're trying to, they're gonna try to press. Go get them, boys. Alright, yeah, we might need to pull back the Fusiliers. Yeah, let's pull them back. Then I'm gonna angle the line a bit more. Yep, here comes the cavalry. Yeah, those grenadiers are getting mollywopped. Chase them. Don't let them get away. Alright. So those guys are breaking. Good enough. Meanwhile... Yep. We broke him over here, which is good. Chase him. Oh, God. Never mind. Pull back. That hurt. Pull back. Oh, God. Yeah, that hurt. All right. Yeah, y'all saw that. A full volley just ripped into our gendarmes. Pull back. All right, we need to start giving some ground. All right. Let's... Yeah, pull the grenadiers back a bit. Yeah, pull back. No, 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 no. You guys stay put. Sorry, your job is to stay here and shoot. But pull the grenadiers back. Okay, how are things going on the left? Alright, not as well as I could have hoped, but we'll make it work. Yeah, that'll hurt. That'll mess him up. Wasn't the best charge, but it'll help. Yeah, these Fusiliers are great. I'm glad we gave them rifles. Yeah, these Glanzers. Alright, we got them. They're breaking. Good. Alright, those I don't think those Dragoon Guards are going to be coming back, so... Let's see if we can't start doing a bit more damage. We need to start breaking the lines. Yeah, those dragoons, yeah, those guys just got slaughtered. Pull back these grenadiers. They're getting ripped up. All right, that takes care of their cavalry on the right. So now, time to do a little bit of a double envelopment. Gonna start picking them off. The good news is we may not have to do much to this unit because the Fusilier, our riflemen and the cannons are ripping these guys up. So another volley from the rifles will break them. Charge. Oh yeah, that was a bad idea. I don't know why the AI stopped, but because they stopped, it let the enemy infantry turn around. So now we gotta go save those guys. Oh, never mind. They're breaking. Never mind. Break off. Ah, crap. I see the, yeah, I see those grenadiers coming back. Of course they're coming back. Why wouldn't they stay put? All right. Now we go. Fusiliers. Move up and engage. You've got rifles. Start shooting. Now, they're already taking massive losses right now. Because their morale, like, when all these units start breaking, morale starts crumbling. And these guys are crumbling. Oop, speaking of which. Yeah, one of our cavalry units just broke. Makes sense. They just couldn't take anymore. Alright, good. So, yeah, basically everything's broken. Well, except for the, well, I say that. Everything's broken, oh, did we lose? Crap. We lost our officer. Oh, no, did we? Yeah, we did. Well, that's not good. 2nd Brigade's officer just died, which means we're going to have to find another one. Great. And he was a high-ranking officer, too. That's great. Okay, well, we'll figure it out. Hey, Akiho, how you doing? There we go. They're broken. So we didn't lose a lot of men, but that was still, it was a lot more costly than I wanted it to be. We can't keep taking losses like that. Granted, I can replace them, but it still hurts, especially when we lose an officer like that. Yeah, did we? Oh, no, he survived. Thank God. I was worried for a second. If he had died, we would have been in deep trouble. But he didn't, thank goodness. All right, we need food, so we'll exchange them for veterancy and for provisions. Oh, no, he did die. Shit. Okay, that's not good. We're gonna need to find a new officer. And some more men. Because it turns out we're out of replacements too. Great. Okay. Well, let's check the town first. You have officers? I need a good one. Morale, range, charge. No, you're an infantry commander. I need an artillery. I need a cavalry commander. Stamina, flanking fire damage, reloads. No, I need a, let's see, morale damage dealt, melee, stamina, cover. That's not bad. That'll work. Don't really have much of a choice. We also need more men. Thankfully, I've got money, so... Yikes. That was expensive. Okay. And yeah, he did die of his injuries, but that's okay. Right. So, you guys need one more level And then we can make you sharpshooters. Do you have any infantry? Veteran Fusiliers? And that's not bad. Swiss Fusiliers. I mean, they're so expensive. Okay, well, we're also not in a very good... Well, actually, wait a minute. Hang on. Let's look through what we have for our troops first. First things first, I need to buy some cannons, but they don't sell any here, which sucks. Because we need better cannons for our men. Because, yeah, some of these cannons aren't going to cut it. Let's see. Cavalry's okay. Well, mostly. Ooh! We can make you gendarmes. Good. I want me some more gendarmes. Alright. Yeah, we need to get some of the cavalry's morale up. So... do you have... No. Do we have anything? Not accuracy. I need morale. That would actually come in handy, actually, for you guys. But the main thing is we need to get their morale up, because once troops get higher morale, they actually fight way more effectively. You did a yes, I did do a British run, and that was actually terrifying. But the thin red line and that when we did it held out just fine. I did better with the Prussians because the Prussians have the best infantry, heavy infantry in the game. Good melee. See, the thing is, we're finding plenty of stuff, but like nothing that really boosts morale as much as I was hoping for it. This does, though. That's actually really good. French Royal Cavalry, French Gentleman Cav, the Gendarmes. The Gendarmerie are probably my best cavalry. They have been like... they've just been slaughtering almost anything they go up against. And it's usually because they have really good charge damage. Gendarmes have some of the best charge damage. Yeah, and that's what the lightning bolt is charge damage. Like you wanna have that be high. Now you guys can be Royal Cav. Very nice. So now we have 2 units of Royal Cavalry, which is the best heavy cavalry in the game, basically, according to what the thing says. And these guys... so, okay. How do I explain this? So, here's how this kind of works. In games like this, there are 2 types of heavy cavalry. There's heavy cavalry, and then there's shock cavalry. Heavy cavalry's job is to ride in, tie up units, like, and hack through people. Their job is basically to move in, be like, not like a tank, but to hit hard and then grind things out. So, like, the Royal Cavalry are heavy cav. Their job is to ride in, start swinging their swords, and go to town on anyone stupid enough to get in their way. The Gendarmes are shock cavalry. Their job is to charge in, hit, and then break off, if they can, because they are not equipped to slug it out. It's their impact that does most of the damage. And as we've seen with the Gendarmes, yeah, they could be outnumbered, but it doesn't matter. Dudes run for their lives when those guys show up. So, all the better. Let's see. I could also sell a lot of this stuff. I'm getting a lot of guns that I don't need. How do I keep pressing that? Hang on. Yeah, they don't have rifles. Having rifles would be great, but they don't have them. You can have this. See, you can have this. You can have this. You can have this, this, and those. I think that'll... oh, they don't have... what do you mean they don't... oh. Fine, I don't care. Give me the money. Okay. Anything else in here? Accuracy. Ooh, bagpipers. Yes. Bagpipers are always good. Especially the excellent quality ones. These guys are a godsend for your grenadiers. Speaking of which, let's see. You've got some. You've got some. You've got some. You guys don't have any. Let me give you some. There you go. There's a group for you, and then no, I want that one. That's got better movement speed. Yeah, that'll work. So, yeah, Grenadiers, I've mentioned it before, but it's worth repeating. Grenadiers are not meant to shoot it out. A Grenadier's job is to maybe fire one volley, and then they are supposed to charge, basically. They are supposed to charge in and do damage. That is their job. Yeah, I thought I had a thing in here for melee combat. Yeah, that'll work. Let's see, I believe, yeah, all these guys have at least 80 morale, 77, whatever. They've all got good morale. They'll be fine. I believe we have someone who boosts, no, we need something that boosts accuracy for cannons. Well, also need to buy some cannons first. There we go. Okay. I think we're good for now. Let's get marching. We need to find, I need to find more dudes. Or rather, I say that, I need more dudes, and then I also need firepower. Like, we need to find a city that's selling cannons. Problem is, a lot of the cities have already been, a lot of the big cities are already torched. And what really sucks is that, well, there is one, but it's really close to the enemy headquarters, and I do not want to risk that. We need to stay far away from them. Right. Well, the only other option then is this one, is Munster. That is a long way back, but well, what can you do? We're moving slow, but there's not much I can do right now. I want to check these outposts, and then we're going to swing around and check that battlefield, too. No, I didn't just start. This is Act 3. This is the final act of the campaign. All right, search the web. Move on quickly. See, this position is no longer held. We found the palisade breached and the garrison wholly destroyed. Ash still smolders in the barracks, and no man left behind breathes. There's nothing here but rotting corpses. All right, yeah, move on quickly. We gotta be careful in the mountains. We'll take attrition from walking through the mountains. Defense is needed. Provide some field works. There. All right. Yeah, basically, while we're in the mountains, our reservists, we lose men, so we take hits to our reserves, and then we start taking HP damage. So let's go over here. This battle. You know what? Hoof it. We've got. Hey, Sarge, how you doing? Welcome, Raiders. I'm Zaruk Windcaller, Guardian of the Forest of Memories. I'm a variety streamer, plays games with a strong memory connection to me and my community. How y'all doing? We are playing Master of Command today, a Total War-esque roguelike that was made by the Armchair Historian on YouTube. How y'all doing? See. Sir, the garrison here is plagued by disorder. The men are idle, the drills are slack, and their officers show little initiative. The commandant has requested outside assistance to restore order. Should we spare an officer from our reserve? They shall return to us as a veteran in due course. If we instead send one of our drill masters, a regiment of line infantry will be raised and trained in short order. I appreciate it, Sarge. Sit back, relax, make yourself at home. Let's see. You know, sir, we could send them an officer, or, you know, to help them out, or we could send a drill master. No. Send a commissar. We'll get them back in order. You want discipline? You send the commissars. No one argues with the commissars. And before y'all say anything, no, this is not like the World War II commissars or the ones from 40K. Commissars at the time were supply officers, and they were, to put it bluntly, they were stingy. Like, supply officers or supply commissars at the time, you didn't mess with them. They would basically view it as, if you fuck with me, I'm going to ruin your life. So don't mess with me. And it was wise not to. So most people didn't. 5th Royal Artillery. Okay, that's a good unit. You know what? Pretty sure I've got some stuff I can give them. At least I'm pretty sure we have something. Yeah, we should have something I can give them. First of all, ammo consumption down. Let's see. Cover bonus. Let's see. Where's my cannon thing? Reload. So they'll reload faster. What else do I have in here? Another reload. I need to get their stamina up too. Cannon crews burn through stamina like it's nobody's business. Because it turns out, rolling a massive hunk of bronze or iron around is exhausting. So, there's some shoes for you so you'll move a little bit faster. And then, have anything else I can give them? No. That's about it. I should probably get their accuracy up. There. Don't say I don't. No, don't say I never did anything for the cannon crews. All right. Your Grace, we stand before a true fortification of modern design. Laid out in the star pattern and ringed with a series of redoubts, each fully garrisoned, a regular siege will be necessary to reduce it. Our artillery must be brought forward, along with sufficient provisions and spare troops for the duration of the operation. It is possible that the enemy may attempt to sally forth and engage in a pitched battle. Should such an effort be made, it is likely the forces sent are drawn from their field headquarters, weakening their strength elsewhere. Say hello to a star fort. If you absolutely, positively needed to lock down an area during this time period, this is what you built. Star forts were some of the scariest modern constructions at the time because, again, not only, if you want to lay siege to the place, first of all, there's cannons everywhere. So, good luck. You're going to need a lot of dudes. Second, you're going to have to take the redoubts first. Like, you have to take the redoubts on the outside, and then you can get on the walls. And it turns out, yeah, no, laying siege back then was extremely difficult, time-consuming, and costly. Like, extremely costly. So, alright, let's see. Bombard the walls and assault. Surround the redoubt with entrenchments. Alright, the redoubts are captured. Let's see. Moderate chance of reaching the walls. Yeah, we've got a fire of bombardment. Damn it. Fire. There we go. Walls are breached, and then we're going to assault after a lengthy bombardment into the breach. No, seize it with grenades. There we go. Nice. And now we get a perk, basically. Oh, these would have been useful earlier. Master of Command. Yeah, sure, why not? Alright. Unfortunately, attrition kicked in, so we're gonna have to go... crap, we're almost out of time. Dang it! Let's check this battlefield and then check the town. Just use paratroopers. God, I wish. Yeah, not at this time period. You needed either a lot of dudes or a lot of guns. Let's see. No, send in the light cab. Okay, some dragoons. Not bad. All right, let's get in here. Hello, I need cannons if you've got them, and I've got stuff to sell. I'm also not going to take no for an answer, so... Because I'm literally about to fight the biggest battle of my life, so don't you screw with me. Also going to need ammo. Lots of ammo. And we did get some dragoons, so I am going to check, I'm gonna check the stables in a second. Yeah, I don't care. What do you got over here? Ooh. Lances. Very nice. Yeah, we need those. Melee damage. Give me that lance. Yeah, that'll work. Okay, now. About those cannons I was talking about. I need good guns. Like, I'm talking the best stuff you got because, well, for one, my men need it. So, what do we got? Bronze 3-pounder, howitzers, Liechtenstein 12-pounder. I mean, if you absolutely need the biggest and the baddest, that's what Liechtenstein is for. But it takes 60 seconds to load. Well, 520. Well, they've got range, that's for sure. Alright, I'll take one. Alright, let's check our stuff. No, parachutes would not be in... Hell, parachutes weren't even around until till World War I-esque. And even then, sometimes guys who flew planes didn't get it. Well, actually, they didn't wear them because they didn't fit. All right, let's see. All right, you guys need to make sure a good crew gets a good gun. Here, you guys can have this one. You guys can have that one. Also going to give you guys canister shot, just in case. The charge. Melee damage. Alright, here's a lance for charging. You guys need a good sword. And then here's a good... Wait, hold on. I take that back. Give me that. Morale, move speed, melee damage. Better horse. I need more men. Like, my guys are, like, suffering attrition because of all that stuff we did. I need more reservists, so I need to find a town and buy more. But the problem is that, well, time's basically up. Not only is the enemy going to be coming this way, but we also, like, well, I don't have the money either. So let's check this battlefield and then check this town, and hopefully we'll be able to get enough men to replenish our reserves. God! Okay, shit. Where'd you guys come from? Alright. Well, we're gonna have to fight this one, sadly, because, I mean, we got them outnumbered, but I need to fight it so we can at least... Or wait, do I? You know what? No. Piss off. Pray for him. Treat his wounds. Alright, get over here. We need to buy some... We need to get more men. This is gonna get nasty. Yeah, I know you don't have enough money. Yeah, I know I don't have enough. We're gonna fix that. Basically, everything we don't need, I'm selling. Because I need men. Actually, we might need that. Okay, you can't give me anything. What about over here? Nope. you've got space. Here. Give me your money. All right. I know it seems weird to just be doing this, but trust me, see, the run doesn't end after the first battle. No, they send another one. So, we need to be ready for that too. So let's get our men, restock. God, that took so many. So, the French logistics are really bad. That's actually the French, in this game, that's actually France's weakness, is their very bad logistics. So, it costs us so many dudes to replace these men because of our very bad and poor logistics. So... Alright, take that. Take that too. Alright, you guys... Not you guys. No, screw y'all. Yeah, you guys need this. Okay. We're basically good at this point. Not much more I can do. This all hinges on the Grenadiers doing a good job. Oh boy. Here's the thing: the British the final battles of the British campaign were touch and go. Final battles of the Prussian campaign were a joke. I don't think that's going to be the case here. So, yeah, we're in for it. We're in for the long haul. And worst of all, we're outnumbered again. Well, we've usually always been outnumbered, but in this case, here's the thing: we really shouldn't be outnumbered. Because the French have well, technically the Russians have numbers. But yeah, the French have a large number of men, but we don't. So, yep, here it is. Enemy headquarters in pursuit. Can larger armies lose if their supply chain isn't okay? In real life, absolutely. You can that's literally how you usually, if you can't defeat a bigger army on the field, then you just deprive it of resources. That's literally what guerrilla warfare is all about. You don't fight standing battles. You fight battles that you pick the fights that you can win and basically wear down your enemy. So, now in this case, the reason that French logistics were so poor is because, well, there was a lot of corruption in the higher ranks. So that meant guys weren't getting supplies or anything like that. Well, they'll be here soon. And they're probably going to be moving fast. Yeah, they're moving quick. All right, well, one thing to do. We're going to need money, so... If the English have a problem with what I'm doing, then they can come tell me themselves. Alright. Ooh, an encampment. Let's see if we can get over there. Oh, crap! They are schmoving! Alright, hang on a minute. Jeez, how are they so fast? Yeah, how are they so fast? Good grief. Y'all saw that. Those guys were schmoving. All right. This is going to have to do. Here they come. Oh, boy. Okay. Good God. Oh, God, they've got 6 brigades. We've only got 5. Okay, I didn't even know we could hire a 6th brigade. Can we do that? No. Oh, so the game's cheating. Got it. Okay, well, yeah, we're outnumbered. Let's see, so... They've got... Oh, God, it's all highly elite. The Coldstream Guards are here. Oh, boy. Okay, we're in trouble. Okay, so let's break down why we're in trouble. Firstly, This is a multinational British force, meaning it's made up of both British units and Hanoverian troops from British Hanover, which was part of Germany at the time. So, they've got the Hanoverian Foot Guard, Hanoverian Grenadiers, and Hanoverian Veteran Foot in their 1st Brigade. The Foot Guards basically mean that they are the best of the best infantry. That's terrifying. Next up in the 2nd Brigade are the British Foot Guards, the British Grenadiers, and some Hessian Grenadiers, mercenaries basically. But they've also got the Coldstream Guards. So, for those who don't know, the Coldstream Guards they're the guys who guard Buckingham Palace. The guys with the big hats and everything, those are the Coldstream Guards. But back during this time period, the Coldstream Guards were, if the Coldstream Guards show up, well, put your head between your legs and kiss your ass goodbye. The Coldstream Guards are veterans. They have seen more action than probably anyone else in the army, and you can look. Their morale is 75 base. Remember, 100 is the max. So these guys are already at basically the best morale you can get, and that's how they come without leveling up. And they're already level 9. That's the max level you can get your guys to. So, yeah, no, that's bad. These are the elite of... Yeah, Wolf Gaming, these are the elite of the elite. Next up under them, more Grenadiers, British Foot Guard, and Veteran Foot, which, again, that's heavy line infantry. They've got... In 4th Brigade, they've got subsidy troops, including some Hessians and some Hanoverians. These Jaegers are light infantry. Think of them as riflemen. Underneath that, they've got 3 units of Hessian Cav and then another group of Hanoverian Grenadiers. So we've got them outnumbered in the cavalry field. But, well, yeah, Hessian Cav are scary. And finally, at the bottom, 3 units of field artillery along with a veteran foot unit. We have an exchange. We have a whole brigade of artillery. Granted, a lot of it's not very good, like very new or has piss-poor equipment. But we also have a full thing of, we have 5 units of cavalry to their 3. And our Fusiliers are way better than their Jaegers. I know that for a fact, because our guys have rifles. They don't. But that's where our advantages end, because they've got an absolute shit ton of Grenadiers. 8 units of Grenadiers to our 4. And that's not good, because Grenadiers are what was going to swing us the battle, and now they're outnumbered 2-1. So I basically need to count on our cavalry actually winning this fight. But the cavalry needs to break their cavalry, and then we can start tearing up the rear line. But until then, we have to tough it out. So this is going to be rough. Hey, Sai, how you doing? Man, we need to get just here. Well, you're welcome here always. We need to get a good battlefield for this. What do we got? Oh, this is not a not the best battlefield, but it's not a bad one either. Okay. All right, so 5th Brigade, which is all of our artillery, needs to take this high ground position. If you take high ground positions, it boosts your men's accuracy, and that's what I want. We need the cannons to be as accurate as possible. All right, let's see. We're probably going to lose some officers here. Beyond doubt, we're going to lose officers. I fully know that's going to happen. Okay. I also want all of our cavalry together, mainly because I don't know what the enemy's going to do, and we need to be able to move our cavalry to counter theirs. Because, again, if we crush their cavalry, we will have the advantage, and 5 units of cavalry is monstrous if it gets in the back line. We can tear up the cannons, and we can start hacking down their dudes, but we've got to get there first, and we can't risk our cavalry getting slaughtered. All right, so the cannons will move to the high ground over here. I'm gonna send my skirmishers with them. I want the skirmishers to basically set up probably right here. They'll be in cover and they'll have range or have accuracy, which is great. But the rest of the army is basically going to be completely outnumbered, and we're basically going to have to fight, well, almost 2-to-1, if not more. So every one of our units has to fight against 2, maybe 3 of theirs, which is terrifying to consider because, again, our guys have this problem where if they notice their friends are running away, they want to run away too, which is not something you want on a battlefield. But we're going to have to make it work anyway. Get the rifleman over here. There. All right. So, to put this into perspective for y'all, here is our line of infantry. We have 8 regiments. Let's count how many they have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. We're outnumbered. Yeah, we're basically outnumbered almost 2.5 to 1 in regiment size. Oh boy. This is reminding of a phone war game where the stronger player bullies the weaker player. Yeah, except here, the weaker player can actually win. This is not a phone game. Strategy does play a part here, and I'm going to show that. Because if we pick the terrain and we get in a really good position, and, like I said, our cavalry wins the fight, I'm going to chew this entire army up and spit it out. But we have to win the engagement. Our cavalry has to win. If they don't, if our cavalry gets slaughtered or breaks and runs, we're up shit creek. Because no cavalry or retreating cavalry means we can't counter their movements or get around them, which is what I want to do. Let's see. All right. Pause. All right. Yeah, get 5th Brigade up onto this hill and into position. Same thing with the Royal Artillery here. Get them up there too. We want our Fusiliers to be here. Just taking pot shots, basically. I wonder if we could... Actually, we could. Not a bad idea. Yeah. If we're gonna fight, we're outnumbered, so we need to fight defensively. Normally, I would never do this. It's because splitting your army is always a very bad idea. But in this case, I need to give them multiple targets. I need to give them a reason to break their army up, because if we just line up and wait, they're just gonna wash over us and overwhelm us. But if I split the army in half, God, any general at the time would be rolling in their grave if I suggested this. But the reason I want to do it is if we have, basically, if we give them a reason to come over here, and then give them a reason to go over here, they have to pick. They can either focus on the right flank and fight the grenadiers and the artillery, or they can focus on the left flank and fight the line infantry. Or, what I'm hoping they'll do is split the army in half to counter me. Now, they can do that. They've got the numbers to do that. They could very easily just break their army in half and overwhelm me. But I don't think they'll do that. They'll probably go for whatever the weakest link is. And if the weakest link is, say, the Grenadiers, well then, that means that we have an entire group of infantry and cavalry who can just fall on them. But this is going to be dangerous. I'm also going to put my cavalry right in the center because I don't know where they're going to move, how to move them. Not yet. Hell, we might not even get to the positions we want in time. I thought we would, but it looks like they're moving quick, so... Oh, yep, they are literally trying to surround us. Thought so. Oh. No, they're not. They are not trying to do that. They have enough men that they can fight all 3 fat parts of my army at once. I might be in trouble. And on that note, it's time for an ad. So, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Um, let's see. A very fitting to be continued noise. Yeah, it's the to be continued noise. You can thank Amina for that. She helped me get it. Right. So, to avoid myself, so I can focus on something else while I'm getting set up, I'm going to tell you guys something about what happened in my job. So, this is super frustrating. But here's the deal. Basically, okay, how do I explain this to y'all? So, one thing about me y'all should probably know is that I have been conditioned and trained to where, like, if someone sends me an email at a job, I'm going to get it, I'm going to reply to it as quickly as possible. I've been conditioned to do that. Now, to that end, the issue there is that, well, not everyone sees things that way. And one thing I've noticed, especially with the current job I'm doing, is that a lot of the people don't really seem too concerned about that kind of stuff. Like, if I need an answer to something or, you know, need something handled or something like that, like, let me give you guys an example. Currently with the job I'm doing, I'm working for the company, but I can't do anything more official until my laptop is ready. They have to go through a bunch of stuff to get it and all that kind of stuff. And one of the things they need me to do is update a lot of my information about, you know, where do I live, what do I do, blah, 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 that kind of stuff. So, turns out, the project manager was informed that I needed to provide that information back last Thursday on the 12th. I was actually, you know, getting the lay of the land that day. I was being trained and doing a bunch of stuff. They never told me that. And then today, when I sent an email, I sent an email last Sunday, and then I sent an email today at 6 in the morning, because I was up. I normally go in at 7. And the project manager gets there at 8. I was like, hey, do we have an ETA of when my laptop's going to be ready so I can move on to the, you know, to the more official stuff? Like, what's the heads up on that? And I wait, and wait, and wait. And then at 10:30 in the morning, I get an email from the project manager. No response to my questions or anything. He's just like, have you updated your information? And I'm like, what are you talking about? I even sent him another email saying, this is the first I'm hearing of that. What information are you talking about? Like, updating what? And he didn't even respond to my email in a way. What he did was he forwarded the email that came from the person remember how I told y'all they knew they were going to need that stuff on Thursday? Yeah, the person who said that they needed that was the one who sent him that email, and he was just forwarding the response he gave to that. He didn't acknowledge my email. He was just like, hey, have you done this? And I'm like, no, I have not. This is the first I'm hearing of it. What can I do to provide it? Like, where do I go? Who do I talk to? Any of that kind of stuff. I never got an answer. I am not kidding. The whole day, I got nothing. Not a damn thing. No answer at all to any of the questions. None. So I've decided, you know what? I don't care. Like, to quote Thanos, fine, I'll do it myself. Because tomorrow, I'm going to go in to the office and just be like, hey, you needed this information, right? Well, I'm here. How do I give you the information? I'm not waiting I'm not going to wait for them to do anything. Because I'm just going to go talk to the people who need the information, basically. And you can see how annoying that would be. You know what you guys get what I mean, right? How annoying that is for it to basically be like, oh yeah, you need to give us this information, and we could have asked you for it last week, but we didn't. So, yeah, like, you get the idea. All right, cavalry's starting to sweep the area here. Oh god, those foot guard are fighting like men possessed. Oh boy. All right, break off. No, I said break. Idiots. Well, there goes the weaker of my cavalry units. Yeah, so now y'all see how terrifying the foot guard are. They took devastating losses and they kept fighting anyway. They're that scary. Oh, no, you don't. I see you. Need to drive off this Hessian cavalry unit quickly. There they go. All right, now get those foot guards. Hey, gendarmes, where are you going? This way. All right, they're broken. Good. And here comes another Hessian cavalry unit. Go get them, boys. Come on, get in there. Lock it down. All right, the cavalry's regrouping in the back of the lines, but... All right, let him go. Do not chase them. Let him go. Pull back. Oh, God. It's bad here. Y'all can see it. It's rough. All right, so the gendarmes are okay. 1 unit of gendarmes. And these dragoon... Well, no, they're gone. Never mind. All right, pull back. Or better yet, angle. Like, form an angle. Angle the defense. Yeah, pull back. I have to start giving ground. Because they're pressing on all sides. Now, thankfully, the cannons here are ripping these guys apart, which is what I want. Unfortunately, we do have one problem. Like I said, we are basically surrounded. They've got enough guys to completely surround our unit, so... Alright. Okay, good. Some of the Cavs reformed. That's good. Where's the unit? Where's the unit with canister? Yeah, canister. Start shooting with canister, you idiots. They're that close. For those who don't know, canister's basically a shotgun round. Yeah, my grenadiers are getting messed up. Okay, well. Irishman. Time to do what you do best. All right, let's do it. Oh, that's the Coldstream Guards. Oh, boy. Oh, we might break them. Breaking the guard would be... Yes, we got him. Breaking the Coldstream Guards is a miracle. Pull back, boys. Broke them too. Pull back. Let's go. Pull back. What? Ah, shit. Oh, that's not good. The cannons. Get over there. All right, so we will probably... Yeah, we're going to lose 1 unit of artillery. Oh, God, those guys are nuts. They chased... Wow, you guys are psychos. They literally charged right through the line to attack the enemy. You guys are nuts. And shit, they... Ah, shit, get over there. This is not... This is turning into a bloodbath for both sides. Like, no one's winning this. Nope, pull back. I want every cannon we have that's available. Kill those guys. Shit. Yeah, they're overrunning the whole line at this point. Yeah, they just walked right through the lines because they just got so many dudes. All right, form up, form up. Okay. Fucking Hessian cavalry. Break off and run. Okay, good. We just shattered the Coldstream Guards. That's a miracle. Shattering those guys is a huge victory because they, well, they're really good at raising morale. And now that they're dead, that's going to help out a lot. Also, I want, again with the cannons, please. Can we, like, shoot at actual important stuff? Like those guys who are still at full strength, please? Thank you. Yeah, shoot those guys. Also, I want every grenadier unit we have to form up, basically. We're going to have to... Yeah, this is going to be rough. Form up. Right, the good news is the line infantry battered, but they're still holding, which is good. Yeah, this is the total morale. They've got half the morale, well, a little under half the morale we have, but our men are getting ripped to shreds. All right, hold. Tell the cannons to stop. Right, stop. Because the enemy's getting close, and at this range, our cannons might start hurting our own dudes. And that would cripple our morale. Like, our guys might actually run. So instead, bayonets, gentlemen, bayonets. Get in there. All right, got him. Now go after the guns. Yeah, this won't be hard. Yeah, tell the guns to stop. Men, chase. Get that artillery. All right, so the grenadiers can chase down the artillery, which means that, surprisingly, the right flank is well, not that surprising, I guess, but yeah, the right flank has held and pushed back the enemy. Thanks to overwhelming artillery fire, but hey, dub was a dub. All right, that takes care of that. So now they're exhausted, though. They're done fighting today. Oh, so you want to square up? All right, so we'll square up then. Get them, boys. My men are not trained for melee. Like, their bayonets, they don't have very good bayonets or good melee training, but at this point, like, numbers are a thing. Get in there. Like, we need numbers to win the day. Don't stop. Get in there. Charge. There we go. Whew. Okay. Go forth. Shit, go back. Yeah, that's literally what happened with that grenadier unit. But hey, they survived. They literally punched through a hole and kept going. All right, you British bastards. All right, we did lose. The grenadier commander did fall in battle, but that's okay. Thankfully, none of our units were wiped out. That would have been bad if one of our units was wiped out. And we do have the reservists to replace everyone, which is good. That is also a godsend. I was afraid we wouldn't have the manpower, because if we didn't have the reservists or the manpower, we would be up shit creek, to say the least. But we did it. However, it's not over. Not by a long shot. It is not over, unfortunately. In fact, it's about to get, it's like that meme of the Russian guy. I hate to tell you this, comrade. You think this is bad now? It's about to get worse. It is very much about to get worse. Because you see, you'd think that'd be the end of it. But no, because the final test of this game, or these campaigns, is survive against the headquarter unit, and then survive again. Anyway, let's get these sharpshooters now. Woo, look at that accuracy. 106, which means those guys are nailing shots every time they fire. Good shit. Alright, anything else for the cannons? Like a reload tool? Like, well, we've got a reload tool. Cover bonus. Yeah, I think we're basically as good as it's gonna get right now. Oh, this guy got a level up. Artillery range, no. Combat effectiveness is fine. Range, charge, move speed. Yeah, more stamina. Definitely for the artillery crews. Reinforcements. General, although the enemy's headquarters has fallen, their resolve has not. A fresh host has marched into the region, swift and determined to reclaim what was lost. They will begin their pursuit in a matter of weeks. There will be no respite until this new army is broken. Rally the men, keep discipline in the ranks, and prepare for one last trial. Victory here will silence all opposition and bring the campaign to its rightful end. All right, they are here, but they won't start marching for another few days, for at least another, basically, 2 weeks. Which gives us some time. Granted, not a lot of time, but time. And time is what we need. Time is not on my side, but I need it right now. Yes, hi. I need men and food, please. I don't care. Just give me whatever you got at this point. It's the final battle. I'll give you whatever you want. I'll give you the shirt off my back at this point. Ooh. Interesting. So, this is where Zaruk gets to nerd out a little bit. That's why I'm excited. So, this is a heavy saber. So for those who don't know much about your swords, for cavalry stuff, there's multiple types of swords. Cuirassier swords, you know, dragoon swords, you know, there's stuff for for hussars and stuff. But heavy sabers, the only unit that used heavy sabers during this period were the German cavalry. Heavy sabers are curved, as they should, you know, like any saber, but they were called heavy sabers because they were about, I think they were a few, like, obviously, they were a few pounds heavier than most normal swords. And if you can imagine riding on a charging horse and swinging a heavy piece of sharpened steel, yeah, no, they were terrifying. And the reason I'm excited is because a heavy cavalry saber is the personal sidearm of one Richard Sharp from the Sharp books, which is one of my favorite book series of all time. And if you haven't read any of the Sharp books or watched the TV movies, they're on YouTube. Do that. It was one of Sean Bean's first big roles, and he doesn't die in it, which is great. Y'all have heard me singing the theme song to it a few times on stream. You know, here's 40 shillings on the drum for those who volunteer to come to risk and fight the foe today, over the hills and far away, o'er the hills and o'er the main, through Flanders, Portugal, and Spain. King George commands and we obey, over the hills and far away. Like, that's what that's from. And they are really good movies, so I do recommend y'all check them out if you can. They're like TV movies that were, you know, were like an hour to hour and a half long, and they're really good. No, I want to keep it that way. Get y'all's accuracy up, though. O'er the hills and o'er the main, through Flanders, Portugal, and Spain, King George commands and we obey, over the hills and far away. All right. Y'all don't have cannons here. That'd be nice, but of course y'all aren't going to be selling any. How far are we from a town? Like a actual, like, city? Well, this is where I'd put a city. If I had one! Yeah, I burned that one. Damn it. All right, well, there's one over here. It's close, but maybe we can get there. We'll have to hoof it, though. All right. Double the march. Move. I don't care how tired you are. March. right, they're here. Oh, there's not one here. There's not a foundry here. We need foundries. We need a foundry for cannons, and we don't have one. Damn it. All right, we'll have to make do then. Yeah, no foundry means no cannons. Is there another city? No, there's not. However, no, we won't outrun them. It would be nice if we could get some chasseurs for reinforcing the outpost. But the nearest outpost is over here. We won't make it in time. No. Best thing to do is just start drilling. Level up our men. That's what we'll do. Yep, here they come. I'll take your entire stock! That's good. This was good. A lot of our guys leveled up from that. That's what I wanted. We still weren't able to get a good cannon for these guys, but oh well. Push comes to shove, it won't matter. All right, so that'll do it. We do have good cannons, like bronze 12-pounders. 12-pounders are nasty if they can when they start firing. Wait. There's a powder house here. Do y'all have? Damn it! They don't have canister. Crap. No, it doesn't matter. I was hoping we could buy some canister shot, but no. Only cities have powder houses. So we're stuck here. Well, better pick a good battlefield then.
A rock.
A rock. Oh, there they are, and they're on their way. I wish there was a button that would allow you to, like, set up defenses so you could, like, you know, be better prepared for an enemy attack, but you can't do that. They are schmovin'! Same as the last one. But I'm waiting here for them. Hey, Grinex. Alright, the Battle of Lotho. Ah, second verse, same as the first, it seems. Except they brought nothing but grenadiers. Okay. Okay, okay. Yeah, Hanoverian foot. Hanoverian grenadiers, Hanoverian grenadiers, Hanoverian veteran foot. Guards, grenadiers, 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 guards, veteran foot, grenadiers, foot guards, veteran foot. Hanoverian cavalry. Oh, they didn't bring the Hessian cav. They brought the Hanoverian cav. Okay. Hanoverian grenadiers. And then 4 units of artillery. Woo! Okay. Right. So what this tells me is that they're not looking to slug it out this time. They want to blitz me and end it. So here's the deal. Here's the scary thing about grenadiers. Grenadiers could shoot. They could slug it out if they needed to, but a grenadier's job was basically to march close to the enemy, fire 1 volley, and then charge. And if you guys want to know how terrifying these guys were, picture this, if you will. Picture 1,000 men who are over 6 feet tall, all of them. They minimum 6 feet. They could be taller than that, but a minimum of 6 feet. There are 1,000 of them. You fire maybe 1 or 2 volleys into them. Maybe you kill a couple dozen guys, maybe 100, and they don't stop. It even looks like they don't care. And then, once they get so close that you can see the whites of their literal eyes, they stop, they shoot, and then they charge. By the time the smoke clears from their volley, they are already running at you and they're screaming like men possessed. And if you're fighting the British, then it'll be the Highlanders. So it's a bunch of crazy Scotsmen who are running at you with bayonets, basket hilt swords, and they are going to murder you. They are going to run you down and they're going to keep stabbing you or beating you to death until you either run or you either run or they're not going to stop till they've killed enough dudes. Like, that's how terrifying the Grenadiers would be. Oh, and if they're feeling especially nasty, they might decide to walk up close, each one of them had a bag that might have a grenade in it, which back then was just a round ball with a lit fuse, and it might have gunpowder or fragments of stuff in it, and they're gonna throw it at you. Maybe the first 3 rows of dudes. So now you got dozens of lit grenades flying at you, and when they blow up, yeah, they're not as lethal as modern day grenades, but they're, from what researchers know and from what historians know, it'd basically be the equivalent of a light grenade mixed with a flashbang. They are loud, and if they go off right at your feet, it's going to kill you and everyone within, like, oh, I don't know, 5 yards of you. So otherwise, though, it's going to go off and either deafen you or, well, yeah, or scare you. And oh, by the way, they're still running at you when they do that, and they literally want you to die. So your 2 options are either run the fuck away or stand there and take it. And standing there and taking it would be a bad idea. So we do have a problem, though, on this battlefield. There's not a big enough hill for all of our cannons, so we can't really build like an anchor point and then settle in for a fight. Let me see. Let me spread out everything, because I want to check how much space does the 5th Brigade and this additional cannon take up? Okay, we could fit all of them on there. Good, we can do that. Okay. Well, in that case, maybe we do have something. Yeah. We've got something. All right. So, the artillery will set up here on this little knob of a hill, basically. Now, the good thing is some of our cannons have really good range, so we can start blasting away before these guys even get close, which will be great. That said, I do want to actually engage them, but, like, I want to hold them in place so the cannons can do their job. So, cannons are going to be here right in the middle, so I'll probably put the cavalry over here to cover them. And we can put the line infantry, like, here in these fields. Yeah, here in the fields, and the grenadiers can also reinforce them. Again, we're going to have to play defensive this time. I normally don't like playing defense, but we don't exactly have, you know, we don't have numerical superiority, so we're definitely going to play defense. And yes, while the best defense is a good offense, not when you're outnumbered like this. But then again, hang on. So, there is an offensive option, but it's extremely risky. Like, this goes beyond risk it for a biscuit. This is literally, if you make one mistake, this battle is over. But if it works, then nothing is going to stop us. Nothing. But it has to work. That's the tricky part. So, we're going to try it. Here's the plan. Like before, we're going to split the army into 2 groups. The line infantry, along with our sharpshooters, will hold here in these fields. There's plenty of cover here, and they can basically dig in and fall back if they need to. This does mean that a majority of the army is basically going to be crashing on top of them, but, well, yeah, they're going to have to just grin and bear it. There's going to be plenty of artillery to support them, too, so they can help with that. Meanwhile, the grenadiers and most of our cavalry are going on a long walk to get around the flank of the enemy. And we're going to start smashing into it and basically roll it up, like knock it over like a thing of dominoes. We'll basically work our way down and start crushing their right flank little by little. And the reason I'm bringing the cavalry too is because if the grenadiers get exhausted, the cavalry can step in and start doing some damage, or the cavalry can smash into the line first, and the grenadiers can pull, can pull their weight after. Though I don't think they're going to let us just do this. They'll probably break off some of their army to attack us. So, let's see. I need my best cav. That would be this group of gendarmes and... Let's see. Well, yeah, I guess this group of gendarmes and this group of heavy French cav. Yeah, actually, no. Both groups of gendarmes. Now, this is dangerous because the gendarmes are my best cavalry. And if, without them, that basically means that we're playing, you know, we're playing with our weaker cavalry units. Now, that's not a problem, but it also means I can't expect the cavalry to just turn the tide over there. The grenadiers are going to have to shoulder more of that burden. But, worth a shot. Alright, let's get the cannons in place. I want every gun we have there. Alright, sharpshooters. Move them here. Now, here's the thing. We gotta watch those guys. Because if the sharpshooters get charged by cavalry, they're just gonna disintegrate. So... Ah, crap. I forgot to straighten out 1st Brigade. Oh, well. Fine, we'll get in. We'll set up. And then the gendarmes can, like, basically shadow... Like, well, shadow the unit and then block view of them. Meanwhile, everything else... Why don't you guys move right here for right now, on this hill? That's a good position, because if they get charged, then they can defend themselves. I mean, they're not supposed to shoot, but hey, whatever. Alright, let's go. Yeah, so these Fusiliers, these line infantry, have to hold their ground, which they did do last time, so I expect they can do it again, but this time it's going to be a bit worse, because most of our enemy army is going to be on top of them. Anyway, while the army gets into position, 2 things to mention. 1, I've gotten the Twitch integrated throwing system to work again, so if you guys donate bits, you can actually throw stuff at my head, which, please don't do that. I bruise easy. And the second thing is you will notice the coffee bar up there. So, between moving and then starting the new job, which I haven't been paid for yet, thank you, I need help with bills. Because turns out, when you break a lease and move away from an apartment complex, you still got to pay rent if you break your lease. So I still have to pay this coming month's rent for the place I used to stay at and the place I'm at now, which is very expensive. I'm down to my last, like, y'all are not paying not paying for my rent or anything. This is just going to help give me a safety net. So anything that y'all can give would be great. But please, only spend within your means. Please and thank you. Anyway, let's see. Wow, I forgot how fast these grenadiers were. Okay. We're in a good position to watch everything, which is good. I want to be able to see what they're doing. Oh, and the cannons are in position. Nice. Unlimber. Get to shooting. I have nothing. Enjoy the thoughts and prayers of an atheist. Hey! Fine by me. I'll take anything at this point. Good news is the job I'm at now pays more than the recent jobs I did. So, that's nice. Not that it matters much, because I'm sure the government's still going to take a chunk of my money from through taxes, so, nah. Alright, let's, line up. And if you guys can, get into line formation. Line formation means we'll have more guns firing, and that's always good. Okay, yeah. So they are spreading out to counter both up. Well, kinda. It looks like they've sent 2 units to deal with our Grenadier detachment, while the rest of the unit seems to be trying to surround the center. Fine by me. But we can't move yet. We can't move the Grenadiers until this part of the line right here commits to the center. When they do, we can start moving, but not before. Otherwise, these guys will just swing around and pin us in place. Pull back. Yeah, I know about Lysander and Coda. I love their stuff.
Blood for the blood god!
Skulls for the skull throne! Also, I think I saw Sai mention something earlier about the Horus Heresy. Sai, what have you done? Alright, I see what you're doing. Yeah, it's not gonna work. Let's see what... Yeah, I see. Nice try. Not gonna let you do that. Form into assault column or attack column. Advance. Get him. My Grenadiers are better than your Grenadiers. Run. All right, go. Go, go, go. Now we go. This is perfect. It's actually working. Well, kinda. I see enemy cavalry coming, so... Go get him, boys. Meanwhile, keep the Grenadiers moving. We need to turn this flank. Alright, yeah, so one group of gendarmes broke, but the other one didn't. Alright, good. That unit's gone. Perfect. Alright, I need time. I need time. Lots of time. Wait, hold on. Canister shot, please. my immigrants beat up your immigrants. Yeah, so y'all might think, why are the Irish fighting for the French? The Irish and the French have a long-standing alliance, and the reason why is very simple. They both hate the English. That's it. That is literally the reason for their alliance. They both hate the English. That's it. Speaking of which, I want you guys to go and stop them from rallying. Thank you. Come on, break, 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 break. I got freaking foot cav over here. These guys are fast. I literally didn't know how fast my Grenadiers were. Good grief, these guys are moving. That's good, though. We want them to do that. All right. Keep the... All right. Cavalry's done its part. Gentlemen! Bayonets! Get them. Those Hanoverians think they're tough shit? Introduce them to Irish steel. Oh yeah, those Hanoverians are cooked. Bye-bye. Yeah, no, they're done. Bye. Bye. Press. Press on. Press on. Enemy cavalry? No big deal. Get him, boys. Oh, they didn't even have time to charge. Those guys are dead. Yep. Bye-bye. Dead. Dead. Go, 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 go. Another cavalry group showed up. I love how it's just a swarm of angry Irishmen just overrunning the entire enemy army. Just a swarm of them. I mean, now the cannons are basically gone now. Yep, they're gone. Get those guys. Yep, bye-bye. That's done. All right, now these guys are exhausted, so it's fine, boys. Let them go. Yep, so the entire back line is basically gone now. Oh, shit. I didn't see them doing that. Oh, well. It's fine. Our cavalry will take care of them. These are the foot guard, so they're scary. All right, we're good. Fight's not over yet. A lot of our men, our attacking force are still exhausted, so... Get those cannons back in position. I don't care if the Lord Jesus himself is coming back. Until I tell you to pull back, you keep those cannons firing. All right, that's another broken unit. Unfortunately, the line is collapsing. It just... Our guys can't hold forever. Alright, start giving... Give ground. Give ground. Just give ground. Charge. I know our cavalry are exhausted, but I need them to actually start breaking these guys. They're broken, but they need to be shattered. I don't want them coming back. Alright, that's another unit down. One of our grenadier units is broken, but that's okay. Oh, wait, no. Let him go, guys. Got a better idea. Dragoons! Do your damn jobs. Go get them. Yeah, stop those enemy grenadiers. There we go. Bye-bye, idiots. There. All right, this is turning into a mess, but it's working. All right, all cannons fire on that unit. Those Hanoverian foot guards are basically done. They can't fight 5 units at once. Yep, y'all are done. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Alright, so the last unit left is just this unit of grenadiers over here. But that is one of their officers, so those guys are going to fight like monsters. Alright, you guys can pull back. Yeah, my infantry took a beating here, but hey, this is the end of the campaign, so it's worth it. Pot shot them to death? I mean, we can, but, like, that's not exactly what grenadiers should be used for. That said, if they're going to line up like that, that makes the cannon's job super easy, because if a cannonball bounces, it'll cut right through the line. Like that. Yep. You know what? Yeah, Grenadiers, pull back. You've done your part. I'm not going to let you charge in there and get massacred. Let the cannons do their job. Now you guys get to see what these sharpshooters can do with their rifles. Fire! Nice shooting, boys. Now pull back. Yeah, that weird clacking sound y'all hear, that's a canister shot being fired. Get him, boys. Yep, there we go. They're done. Bye-bye. That was a lot easier. What happens when you, yeah. That's what happens when you use your grenadiers effectively. Nice job, gentlemen. Glory to France. Viva la liberté. Viva la victory. L'état, c'est moi. That's the achievement. L'état, c'est moi. Glory to the Kingdom of France. Yeah, I think that's how you say it. L'état, c'est moi. I don't speak... Sturkio, you speak French. What does that mean? If you're still here. Because I don't know what... I know c'est moi is... It's me. But I don't know what that means. L'état... L'état? I genuinely don't know how you say that. But if anyone speaks French, that'd be great. But yeah, l'état, c'est moi. So basically, something, it's me. I have to look it up, actually. L'état, c'est moi. Let's see. Oh, the state. It's basically, I am the state. Or I am the country. Glory to the Kingdom of France. The war concluded in Westphalia, where the British crown in Hanover was cast down in the decisive struggle in the Battle of Lotho. How many men did we lose? Most men in battle, 39,000. How many did we lose? Oh, God! So yeah, 2-1. Basically, we inflicted twice as many casualties as we lost in men. And the fifth, oh yeah, most value. That means that these guys killed 2,450 gold's worth of targets, which is good. Now, here's how it works when you win a campaign. I've mentioned this before, but for the new people, when you win a campaign, I'll show you. When you win a campaign, you unlock the sub-factions in the army. So, for example, we played with these guys, but because we conquered the first region, we unlocked the Light Corps, and then because we beat the game, or we got the King's Household, which are like their elite, like the elite of the elite, basically. So, now comes the interesting question. We have beaten the game with beaten the campaign with the British, the Prussians, and the French. So that leaves 3. That leaves the Habsburg monarchy, the Russians, the Russian Empire, and then the Holy Roman Empire. So, what we're going to do is we have an ad that's going to start in about 3 minutes. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to poll, I'm going to poll you guys. I'm going to let you guys pick. Well, I say that, but there's not many people in here, and I don't know how many people are going to vote. So, meh. How about this? Let me just tell you guys what we're in for, basically. So, first up, the Habsburgs. So, the Habsburgs their strengths are they're flexible, and they have the best artillery in the game. However, the problem is, I'll just read it here. Austria's flexible multinational army is anchored by great artillery, giving it strength in prolonged battles. But the same diversity that makes the army adaptable also leaves its recruits difficult to integrate, with fresh levies from many lands often slow to train. Combined with the poor reload times on the line, Austria relies on adaptability and the ferocity of its Hungarian troops to balance these flaws. So, with that being the case, so we can get regiment and officer recruitment options is +3, but veterancy gain is down by 15%, which means these guys level up 15% slower. Yikes. But they do have the best, like I said, they do have the best artillery in the game, and they start with an artillery unit, so that's pretty good. Next up, the Russian Empire. So, the Russian Empire musters vast numbers backed by excellent morale, enabling it to endure long and punishing combat. Yet its troops suffer from poor accuracy, and their slow movement leaves them vulnerable to quicker opponents. Even so, when brought to battle, the Russians prove a determined and unyielding foe. So their ability is that settlements are pillaged twice as fast in raiding stance, but they burn through their provisions, their food, 15% faster because of their numbers. Finally, the Holy Roman Empire, which was a free DLC, basically. The Holy Roman Empire draws on many states to field forces that function as the jack of all trade, offering broad options capable of handling most tasks. They also replenish their ranks through a robust muster stance. Yet many of these contingents suffer from poor morale and a chronic shortage of professional troops, limiting their staying power in hard fighting. Have you played the historical campaigns in the main menu of Rise of Frederick? Yes, I have, on my own. Yes, I have. So, yeah. I'm going to let you guys pick here. We're about to have an ad, so I'm going to post up a poll, and then I'm going to let you guys pick. So let me real quick get that started. Hold on. Let's see. Real quick. Ow. That's what happens if you donate bits, by the way. Let's see, so we've got... Ow. And... Ow. Yep, there we go. It'll be up for 5 minutes. So, there's your poll. I'm gonna put up the BRB, and I'll be back in a bit. See you guys in a second. And we're back. So let's see how you guys voted. Oh, the Holy Roman Empire? Okay, sure. All right, we'll do that then. Yeah, no, that's okay, cool. I will end the poll then. Yeah, that's actually crazy. I did not think they'd win. All right, well, then we'll play as them. So, for those who didn't catch it, the Holy Roman Empire basically has broad options and is very versatile, jack of all trades. They use muster stance instead of drilling. So yeah, drilling replaced with mustering, raising reservists and recruits. Recruitment options at settlements are down by 2, which basically means that, for lack of a better word, it basically means that's how we'll get our reinforcements, and our recruits are, one way we'll get recruits is, of course, recruiting them from towns and stuff. But otherwise, we'll have to set up in mustering and call people to call to arms, basically. So yeah, the Kreis contingent, Kreis. The Kreis contingent is assembled from the many states of the Holy Roman Empire, each contributing its own small regiment to the imperial cause. This creates a force remarkable for its variety of uniforms, drill, and skill, a true mosaic of the Empire's princes and cities. Though uneven in quality, these contingents can show surprising resolve when united. Yeah, that makes me a little nervous, though. Oh well. Okay. So, I've been playing on Major. So now I think we're going to switch to Colonel, which is... Well, actually, no, I played as the French on Colonel, so it's fine. But yeah, we'll play as Colonel again. Yeah, God, no, wow. That's, ugh. No thanks. I'm good. That's the highest difficulty? No thanks. Look at all those negatives. No thanks. All right. All right, so during this time period, the Holy Roman Empire was scrapping with... Wait. Are those the Prussians? Hang on. Yes, those are the Prussians. All right. So, invade Silesia, which will get us Saxon musketeers and local guides. Suppress Brandenburg, which will get us some Württemberger musketeers. And tribute collection for dismantling the slums. Or protect Thuringia, which is secure 4 encampments for some grenadiers, and then secure 5 convoys for loading drills. Let's see. Honestly, having some early game grenadiers would be handy. And securing encampments is easy. So it says here you've served with the British, the Prussians, and the French. Correct. Well, that's some experience. Yeah, I probably also fought these guys before, so they're probably like, wait, you mean you fought us before? Yeah? Let's see. So here's the thing about the bonuses here. Capturing four forts at the start of the campaign is difficult. And for local guides, I mean, that's okay, but it's not great. Tribute collection is nice. The problem is increasing the cost of items by 10%. No, thank you. I'm already going to be paying hand over fist anyway. No thanks. Loading drills, though. So the whole army gets plus 15% to their reload skill, and sure, minus 5% to charge, but I mean, that can be counterbalanced with items. But 15% to the reload? That's every unit in the army. So the infantry and the cannons. So, yeah, no thanks. I'll take this one. So we're going to Thuringia, or Thuringia. I don't know how you say that. I don't speak German. Act 1, Thuringia. All right, what do we got? So, our first brigade is led by... Oh my... Oh, that's a name and a half. zu Stolberg Gittern. Or Stolberg Git. It's German. Whatever. And then von Hohenzollern. Okay. What a name. Von Hohenzollern. Well, okay. Well, I'm just going to call you Von Hohen. So Von Hohen has Prudent, which boosts his combat effectiveness, but his command radius is very decreased. And then Stolberg has the Musketeers and the Landsmils. All right, let me take a look at these guys. So the Landsmils can become Württemberger Musketeers, and then Fieldjägers, which are basically snipers, or Grenadiers. Not bad. We could also turn them into Musketeers, who are line infantry, or we could turn them. What's the difference? Kreis Musketeers have 1,800 men in the unit. What about these guys? 1,200. Hold on. Wait, hold the phone. 1,800 men? That's actually insane. To put that into perspective, most of the other units only have 1,400 men per regiment. But these guys get to field 1,800 men? Even their grenadiers have more men. Like, well, not these guys, but like the Kreis Grenadiers can field 1,600 men in the regiment. Most grenadier regiments only have 1,000. What's the catch? Oh, I see. The catch is they have less morale. Yeah, so basically the choice is if you go with Kreis, the Kreis Musketeers, you get numbers. If you go with the Württemberger Musketeers, you can get middle of the road, but you can also get snipers. And if you go with the Palatine Musketeers, well, you get the elite, basically. They've got less men, but they have way more morale, and they're way better in combat. So, Also the Bavarian Musketeer troops. Quantity over quality. Yes, Okay, here's my thought. The main thing we need to do as we're running around in the first chapter is get recruits and Landmils, because we need to get men. Because remember, these guys will level up into these things, so it's good to have options. Now, they do have cavalry, but they don't have nearly the options the French did. We've got provincial cavalry, dragoons, and cuirassiers. So, the average run-of-the-mill. And then the cannons are over here. Mainly, what's going to be happening here... Oh! I get it. Okay, I get what's happening. So, these four, Kreis, Württemberger, Palatine, and Bavarian, these are the four... These are basically representing the different parts of the Holy Roman Empire. So, the Kreis territories, the Württemberger territories, the Palatine territories, and the Bavarian territories. So each one of these types of units come from a different part of the Holy Roman Empire and specialize in something. So the Kreis units have their numbers. They have lower morale, but hey, numbers do help. Württemberger has their high accuracy snipers, like their Feldjägers, so they're field hunters, and their grenadiers, standard mill. Palatine has the elite units, like their elite veteran musketeers and their elite grenadiers. Huge drop-off in numbers, but hey, they're good at their job. And then the Bavarian unit... Oh, that's a lot of accuracy for a line infantry unit. Okay, just to give you guys an idea, okay. Württemberger Fieldjägers, riflemen, snipers, light infantry, basically. Starting accuracy, 45. That's not bad, honestly. Bavarian veteran musketeers, starting accuracy, 40. So a standard line infantry troop is 5 accuracy less than a light infantry rifle unit. So basically it's numbers, middle of the road, elite, like elite heavy infantry, or accuracy. How the fuck do you do that? Yeah. How do you do that? Yeah, good drilling, I guess. Probably really good drilling. But again, because remember, the thing told us that all these different units, all these different men come from different trainings and different upbringing. So, yeah, they probably are. Their training is probably different. Okay. Well, we do have a unit of Christ Musketeers here. So there's 1,800 men in this unit. They have good stamina, but their morale is piss poor. I think I'll think on you guys what we're gonna do with you. Are these recruits? Okay, so here's the thing about recruits. It's exactly what it says on the tin. They're not Landmeals, they're recruits, which means they have not yet earned their place. I think what I'm gonna do is move them over here under infantry command. And what I want to do is with a supply wagon, we can put that with our artillery when we get some. But for now, yeah, these three are going to be our main infantry force. These Christ Musketeers are going to be useful if they survive. I mean, they will, but still. I think I'm going to turn you guys into those Bavarian troops. We'll see. All right. And then this is a Dragoons, which is not a bad cavalry unit. Dragoons are scary. They've got guns and swords. So, you don't need that yet. Hey. All right, you stand at the frontier, and though modest in size, your forces are disciplined and in good order. Okay, in good order, yes. Disciplined? Uh-uh. Who are you kidding? No, they're not. All right, free the prisoners. Capture their provisions. We need the ammunition. We can muster and always get more reservists. So no, we need the provisions. All right, who are we fighting? Oh, the Prussians. Okay, this shouldn't be too bad. But this will be a problem late game, because the Prussians have the best heavy infantry in the game. The Prussian Grenadiers are the scariest motherfuckers in this game. They have stupidly high morale, and their melee and charge abilities are nasty. However, if y'all remember from our Prussian campaign, the Prussian weakness is their cannons. Prussian forces have very bad cannons. So we'll have to use that against them. All right, so I am actually we're going to put the Dragoons on the flank. And then our 1st Brigade, which is all of our infantry, are just going to line up and march right at them. Like, now I'm sure someone's going to be saying, hey, Zaruk, that sounds really dangerous to be doing in the first battle. It is. But these guys are also fresh off the boat. So, yeah, they need to get some training in. And if that means throwing them to the wolves, so be it. Alia iacta est. The die is cast. God, you guys are slow. We're gonna have to fix that. God, you're slow. I'm also going to tell them to hold their fire until I tell them to, because otherwise they'll just be firing away once the enemy gets into range, and that doesn't help. Because the AI will fire right as the enemy gets into firing range, and these are muskets. So, further away someone is, the less accurate you are. Better to let them close the distance. Or, even better option, close the distance yourself. This is exactly what I'm going to do. God, you guys march so slowly. Get in position. All right, wait. Fire. You lack discipline. I mean, that was what that lone shot you heard was somebody who didn't fire in sequence, but they're recruits. I mean, I don't expect too much from them. Not yet. Let's go do something about that provincial cab over there. Alright, well, they square off. All the smoke. This is what makes the game so cool, is all this smoke that's now covering the map is from the muskets going off, which is really how it would have been back then. You wouldn't have been able... After a few volleys, you wouldn't be able to see a damn thing. Which is why they always told the men, aim low, aim low. Because when you shot, your musket might kick up, and it's better to aim low, so if your musket goes up, you'll at least have a chance of hitting the guy. Excuse me. And they're still slugging it out down here. Y'all can see these recruits aren't hitting anything. Let's wait for these musketeers to reload, and then I'm going to move them on the hill so they have a way better, they have more accuracy. Ow. Recruits, close the distance. Just get right in their faces. Yeah, like, you would not be getting this close. Like, this is stupid levels of close. But, I mean, they can't hit the broadside of a barn yet, so why not? Angreifen! There we go. Hey, where are you going? And I think our musketeers are about to break. Are you kidding? You outnumber them. Why would you run? Oh, for Pete's sake. Okay, hang on. We need to turn this around. Absolute pansies. Get your asses back over there. Get the office, get the general over there. Get over there. Yeah, reform, you babies. Get back in there. Well, at least that tells me all I need to know about them. They're gonna need their officers to keep them motivated. Otherwise, they run for the hills. Lovely. So slow and basically low morale. Good to know. Basically, yeah, Deadpool. Right, reform. Oh, yeah, by the way. Chase those guys down. Do not let them reform. Oh my god. It is a sad day when musketeers and landmeals have taken have killed less and taken more losses than the actual recruits. That is a sad day. All right, there they go. Okay, that is pretty cool. That is the symbol of the Holy Roman Empire, and all of these symbols are provinces in it. That is pretty cool. Well, what can you do? No. I need veterancy. My men need to level up. Thank you. Oof. Okay. We're gonna need to get more dudes. Alright, how does this work? Raise reservists per regiment daily. 4%. Hey, nice. So that's how it works. We're basically calling men to arms. Nice. Very cool. Let's check this encampment. Let's see. Our scouts report an enemy force encamped across the river. Today marks a festival of some kind, and the men appear to be in high spirits, drunk, unguarded, and wholly unfit for battle. We may attempt to cross now and take them unawares. Improvised rafts or dinghies could be fashioned, though the risk is not small. We may be spotted, or worse, lose men to the current. Should we invest coin in sturdier craft, our chances improve. If an engineer is with us, he may ensure the boats hold together, but even then, our movements may yet be detected. Yep. Also, you stole that. That's literally the pose of George Washington in that famous portrait. But I'm going to tell y'all right now, George Washington wasn't standing up in the boat as they crossed the Delaware. That water was so rough, he was sitting his ass down. Wow, that's a lot of prisoners. Nice. Good start. We can't take that fort because we don't have grenades or anything. So let's see. Ah. Something in my throat. Alright, you guys are new. Saxon recruits. Alright, so these are Saxon units. Anything I should know? You guys are fast. Tartar cavalry. Excuse me? The Tartars. Okay, that's terrifying. Anything else? Yeah, basic run-of-the-mill grenadiers. Artillery's not bad. Yeah, no, the Tartars. I think that Tatar. No, it's Tartar, like Tartar cavalry, like Tatar. I think that's a misspelling. But those are some terrifying stats. These guys are light cav. That is 80 stamina and 55 move speed on the start. That's fast for cav. Like a starting cav unit. Damn. Now, granted, there's only 800 of them, but that's more than these guys, and they've got better shock damage, because, again, they're light cav, so... I think it means Saxon cav in the style of Tartar cav. Okay, thank you, Guard Painter. Yes, the Tartars are Turkish, so yeah, Guard Painter's right. They're probably inspired by the Tartar cav. Yeah, you guys are going to be... I'm going to make you into cav once you level up a bit. Anyway, you guys got your asses kicked, by the way. You need better weapons. Oh, no wonder they got their asses kicked. Their accuracy is shit. Which makes sense. They're basically a brand new unit, so... Except, hold on. No, they're not. They're Crease Musketeers. So... Oh, God. Even their numbers are shit. Even their... As veterans, their numbers are going to be garbage. Okay, well, what can I do with you, then? Yeah, you really got to invest in these guys, don't you? Well... If... That's a lot of dudes for a Grenadier regiment. If we make them Grenadiers, and we invest in them, we could have a very powerful Grenadier unit. 1,600 Grenadiers is nothing to sneeze at. And it would outnumber all the other ones by 600, so... Not a bad idea. They gotta live that long first. Alright. Yeah. Hope I'm not getting sick. Good grief. And I believe we were going to turn... you guys are Landmeals. I believe we were going to turn... Oh, no, these are Musketeers. You guys are the Landmeals. I think I'm going to turn you guys into Field Jaegers. It'd be nice to have some light infantry. Like, good light infantry. Granted, we'll have to give you some good weapons for that, but still. All in good time. Alright, let's keep marching. We need ammo. We've burned through a lot of our ammunition. Alright, what do you got? What do you have? Ooh, an artillery battery. We don't have any officer. We don't have an extra officer right now, so... More recruits. Yeah, I'll take them. Oh, don't have enough money. Crap. Yeah, we want those recruits, though. It's always good to have a good supply of men when you start, so... Let's see. There. Yoink. Alright, cool. Alright, we're gonna have to make some money. But now we've got a, now we got another unit of infantry. Alright. Keep marching. That was a lot of forts. Good grief. Really? 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 You've got... Really? You're outnumbered by a lot. Okay, sure, why not? Square up. Square up, you Prussian assholes. This should be interesting. Because they brought levies this time. Levies are for the... I'm sure everyone here knows what a levy is, but in case you don't, a levy is literally like someone who's called up to serve. Like, they just got conscripted, basically. They did bring some light infantry, though. The Fly Infantry Jaegers. Yeah, yes, Guard Painter's correct. Prussians fight with quality over quantity. Like I said earlier, their heavy infantry is the best in the game. But they're not going to be using heavy infantry right now. But either way, you got to respect it. This map is not exactly a good place if you're the attacker, but fine, we'll make it work. Need to keep the general with the men, because the last time when he wasn't there, they ran for it, so... Alright, march. Yes. So the supply train is basically a way to restock your men if they start running out of ammunition. It is it's an unlockable perk as an officer levels up. It's random, but having it's good because it means you can put it with your cannons, and if you don't have like supply officers to drop your ammunition usage, having a supply train means that your guys will have more ammunition to fight. And speaking from experience, because I've had it happen in my own personal playthroughs, running out of ammunition is terrifying, because when you run out of ammunition, this means you've got one option: run or the bayonet. And sometimes your units may not be equipped to fight with bayonets. They may not be skilled enough, so usually at that point it's run. God, move! Run, slow boys, run! Alright, we're gonna have to move into column. You guys are taking forever. Hang on. No, you're almost... It's fine. Y'all are almost there now. Yeah, the Saxon recruits are quick. Like, they're at almost 30 movement speed, but the rest of these guys barely making 24. Well, the Saxon the Saxon recruits hit 30. Oh, if they attack the supply train, it breaks because it has barely any morale. It's not a combat unit. They can kind of defend themselves, but they're not meant to. Idiot. Get him. Those light infantry. They're not meant for melee, so run them down. Where you going? Yeah, they're getting slaughtered. Excuse me. No, that would make it way too difficult, Guard Painter. Having the supply train is a good level up perk because it means if you have artillery trains, or like a lot of artillery, now you can keep them stocked. Alright, I want you guys to close a bit. Like, actually move up. Because you guys have shit accuracy. You have to close the distance. I'm sorry. Oh, yeah, by the way, the guys standing over here in the water fighting, yeah, their stamina's already dropping. Because, well, yeah, they're fighting in a river. You recruits better hit something. Yeah, they didn't hit anything. Yeah, these recruits can't hit the broadside of a barn. I want you recruits to go chase down those light infantry. This is why light infantry are so good. Late game light infantry with rifles or other really accurate weapons means they can mess up. Y'all saw it in the French battles. Good light infantry with rifles just wreck face on any unit they're up against. Right, get really close, guys. They're light infantry. Hold. I believe, angreifen is the word in German, I think. Alright, or is it four? Whatever it is. There we go. That's more like it. Yeah, let me reload this musket in waist deep water. That sounds like a great idea. Yeah, well, you know. Yeah, a battle where neither side can hit the broadside of a 20-foot wall. Basically, yeah, that's what's happening here. They'll get better, but right now, no. Apparently, I have to lower the difficulty for you idiots, so close in. The recruits over here are starting to waver a bit because they're under attack from multiple units. Wait for them all to reload. All right, there goes one unit. There go the recruits. Now, I want a full discipline volley. I better not see any random shots going off, and I better, sure as shit, better not see someone firing early or late. Volley fire. Present. Fire. Damn it. I saw that. Idiots. Ugh. Somebody's getting a lashing later. Poor discipline.
Stop right there, criminal scum!
No one breaks the law on my watch.
I'm confiscating your stolen goods. Now pay your fine, or it's off to jail.
Resist arrest. And I don't know if I have it there, but there would also be a thing that said pay with your blood. But yeah, resist arrest. Then pay with your blood. I probably don't have it because a lot of my sound alerts come from Blurp, and Blurp keeps removing stuff, so. All right. Speed it up. Wrap it up, boys. There we go. God, they burned through so much of our ammunition stockpile because these guys can't hit the broadside of a barn. Oh, stacking. We just got an achievement. Stacking the deck. Win a battle in which your army, what is it? Outnumbers the enemy in men, fielded by 2 to 1 as the Holy Roman Empire. Huh, okay. Nice. God, we're just burning through ammunition. Basically got no money to show for it, too. Well, might as well swing around a bit. There's a town up here we can check out. Got some grape shot, which is cool. And some limber chest for ammo consumption. That's also good. But we don't have any cannons right now. Oh, we also captured a howitzer. All right, cool. Nice. More recruits. Which honestly would be nice. Yeah, give me that group of recruits. And then I also need, Huh. Whatever ammo you're willing to spare. So let's see. Yeah, I believe I'm gonna turn you guys into Bavarians, so you need to have a good weapon. So here is a... Yeah, here's a Soul musket. And then these guys, the musketeers here. That'll get your morale up so you don't go running for the hills. Rubber musket for you. All right, we could make... Oh, wait, we've got a cannon now. Yeah, why not? Having a cannon now would be great. All right, Saxon artillery. You guys don't need to use that garbage. Here is a howitzer for you. And a limber chest, because you're going to need it. Let's see here. Mostly crap. But... we got a lot of things that help with casualty replenishment, which does kind of help considering we lose guys. So, yeah, you need morale. Let's see. I'm going to turn you... I believe my plan was to turn you guys into... yeah, into field Jaegers. Or, well, we'll see. Right now, you still need to get more experience. So... alright, let's sell this crap we picked up. These bad rifles and bad muskets and bad bayonets. Right, Bannerlord. I played Bannerlord. It's really not for me. I tried, but like... I just couldn't get into it. I get why people like it, but I couldn't. I did give it the fair college try, though. Potsdam muskets. Potsdam carbines. Neustadt muskets. Delft carbines. Land pattern carbines. So, yeah, all of these are good in their own way. Except the Prussian ones. The Prussian ones are basically good without any weaknesses. But it's not a huge bonus. Like, not a huge strength. Yeah, those cannon guys are going to need some help. So, here's an accuracy booster. And then... oh, God, that's going to take all my money. Never mind. All right, let's get marching. Opinions on Code Vein? I don't know much about it, so I can't say anything. Prisoner wagons. Your Grace, we've located a guarded convoy hauling prisoners, bound men in chains, gaunt and silent. If we strike swiftly, we may seize them and decide their fate. They could be pressed into service as cannon fodder, though it may require oversight to keep them in line. No, we're gonna ransom them off. We need the money. See, heavily guarded supply train en route to the valley below. Carts appear unstable, overburdened with powder and equipment. A direct assault could yield valuable stores, but one stray shot may see the entire train lost in a fiery blast. We may attempt to capture it intact or fire into the wagons and destroy the cargo outright, thereby delaying the enemy headquarters. No, capture the cargo. Alright, we do have to fight a battle, but we outnumber them. Oh, cool, you brought your own cannon. Nice. Alright, this will probably be the last battle for the night. Now, we may outnumber them, but this is still a Prussian force, so we got to be careful. Again. However, our artillery is howitzers, meaning their range is very minimal. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to set up here on this hill, and then I'm just going to play defense. Yeah, we're deployed, so where's that? Yeah, there it is, the supply train. Keep that close. They bring cavalry. They did not. Good to know. All right. Let's play ball. Now, howitzers may do a lot of damage, but their accuracy leaves a lot to be desired. But since we're up on the hill, they're more effective. And again, they do serious damage, especially later on if you load them with canister shot. However, the problem is that when you load them with canister shot, you need a direct line of sight. So, we don't have to worry about that right now. That's a problem for future Zaruk and his future army. That said, they do have their own guns, so we need to do something about that. Right, yeah, you guys are not going to outrun them, so just form up here. I wanted to get up there first, but this is fine. All right. Now the cannons are firing already, which is good. And our guys are, starting to volley fire. Need to get rid of that cannon in the back, though. Come on. What's a game that you love but others are like meh? Trying to think. I don't really have any controversial choices for stuff like that. I know a lot of people, like, I know I love the Fuga series. I love Fuga 1, 2, and 3. And a lot of people are not willing to give it a shot because they're like, ugh, furry game. And I'm like, it's not a furry game. It's literally an RPG strategy game where you need to stop these kids from dying. But no one wants, usually most people don't want to give it a shot. What else is there? I know a lot of the strategy games I play are kind of weird, and a lot of people don't like strategy games nowadays, which is fine. I understand why they don't. But yeah, off the top of my head, I can't think of anything that people are like, meh. I guess on the opposite side of things, I'm not a big fan of like things like Overwatch, Marvel Rivals. I get why people like those games. I just don't. Granted, I did play Marvel Rivals with Ezekiel at one point. Not on stream, but I did play it, and I think the game's fun. It's just not for me. Alright, now... run. We need to get back there and wipe out those cannons. Now the smart thing for them to do would be to take these recruits and swing them around to stop us from running down their cannons, but they're not going to do that. Instead, the cannons are going to swing around and start shooting at us, but there's 800... well... yeah, there's too many men for him to stop. Got him. Oh, actually, you know what? I can't think of a game that I like that people are meh about. Shadowrun Returns. Shadowrun Returns was my introduction to the Shadowrun universe. It is super fun. I love it. I love the story in it. I think it's really cool. But I know a lot of people who don't like it because they're like, they don't like the universe or they just don't want to play. They don't like RPG games. But Shadowrun's fun. Plus, it has some kick-ass music. Shadowrun has some of the best battle music in an RPG. Once this battle's over, before we end stream, I'll play some of it for y'all. Wrath and Glory. I've never heard of that. Sounds familiar, though. I do like Sola to Robo. I've just never had the opportunity to play it. I want to, though. But I have played Tales Concerto. When I was with Amina, visiting her for the first time, I played and beat Tales Concerto. Oh, the 40k TTRPG. I mean, yeah, I'd be willing to give it a shot. Oh, another thing that I like that people are meh about, Battletech. I love Battletech. I love the Mech Warrior games. I love Battletech. I wish more people would play it. Giant mech tabletop war game. What's not to love, you know? This is silly. Like, I know they're land meals, but, like, they should notice the cavalry behind them. Oh, well. I love the Legend of Zelda games. Breath of the Wild's cool and all. I have not played Tears of the Kingdom. I do think Breath of the Wild's amazing, but, like, I'm trying to think. I don't really know what my favorite Zelda game is. I guess I can say Breath of the Wild because I played it the most. But, you know, that's like saying, you know, oh, I really like this franchise because I played the newest game that got everyone into it. You know, like how a lot of people had never heard of 40K and then Space Marine 2 came out. It's all about the money. Yoink. Here comes the money. All right. Anyway, I think that's going to do it for now. Let me get these guys set up. I'm going to save here. See, so we're playing as the HRE. Ow. There we go. Now, don't leave yet. We're not done yet. I do want to play that music for you guys. Why am I bald? There we go. So hang tight for a second while I pull this up. And I can show you guys what I meant by Shadowrun having amazing music. Hang on. Here we go. Now this is called, the theme of this song's called Double Cross. Four rules of being a runner. Shoot straight, conserve ammo, watch your back, and never ever cut a deal with a dragon. Wait for the drop. Because it has a really cool drop in the song. Should be coming up. There it is. Yeah, that's Double Cross, and that is actually that's actually two things about it. One, it's the final boss theme of Shadowrun Returns, and it is a remix of the original Shadowrun Shadowrun SNES game's first level, which I think is so cool. I'm not going to give context to what's happening in the final boss fight because we'd be here forever because it makes no sense unless you played the game. But trust me, that music is fitting. I mean, it's the final boss fight. Of course, it's going to be fitting. Anyway, that said, we are not. Let's see. Yeah, we're going to go raid someone now. So stick around for a second while we go raid someone. Ow. See, who can we go say hi to? You know what? Let's go say hi to to my friend Herbalink. He's cool. Y'all will like him. All right, let me set this up. Oh yeah, and if you like that music, ow, I do recommend checking out Shadowrun Returns. It's on Steam for like cheap now. And there's two other games, Shadowrun Dragonfall and Shadowrun Hong Kong, but start with Shadowrun Returns. It's easier. All right, let's get this raid started. As always, it's been a privilege and a pleasure to entertain all of you. I hope you had a great time. I've been Zaruk Windcaller, and remember that the memories we make in life, good and bad, make us who we are. Don't trade them for anything. I love you guys. I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye-bye.